in Columbus. In case you're just joining us, it was an absolute epic. Second quarter action. Well, the Wolverines up 3-0, and Jabril Peppers and company getting set. It's Wilton Spate, who was back for Michigan. Allegedly that collarbone injury. He's back now, fakes the handoff. The pass intercepted, though, by Malik Hooker. That's a pick six.
Give Wilton Spate some credit for playing through the injury, but once the defense from Ohio State started putting pressure on him and hitting him, force him into these kind of mistakes.
Here's Raekwon McMillan, linebacker, coming untouched through the middle. You saw him effect that throw. I think Spate had a receiver over the top there, but the pressure caused the underthrow, and then you have the pick six.
Buckeyes up 7-3. Later down 10-7. They try for the fake, but Michigan reads it.
Not sure this was the correct play call. At the moment, you can see Urban Meyer sort of looking around like, what happened there?
Yeah, he's befuddled. Ensuing Michigan drive, second and goal for the Wolverines. Walton Spate, Khalid Hill.
Was really impressed by the resolve of Spate coming back after that pick six. He was 5 for 5 on that drive, including the touchdown pass.
On the next Michigan possession, Spate from the shotgun throwing his second pick, this time Jerome Baker.
You're up 10 points late in the third quarter. The last thing you want to do is take a chance with the ball. And this is a really bad read by Spate. Receiver had a guy in front of him and behind him. Just a bad throw.
You can see what Harbaugh thought of that. There's nothing wrong with getting to your check down. You don't have to force the ball there.
Later, second and goal, Mike Weber at this point, 8 carries, 16 yards, but a touchdown.
So Ohio State, late in the game, established the run game between Barrett and Weber.
30 seconds to go. J.T. Barrett, Marcus Baugh setting up the game-time field goal try. Now, Tyler Durbin had missed from 37 and 21. This time from 23, you got it.
Nice and easy down the middle. It doesn't get
there was nothing easy about that for him.
Yeah, he knew he had it. He was confident.
First and goal, Barrett keeps himself. Buckeyes up 24-17.
Maybe the best player in Ohio State's playbook is J.T. Barrett carrying the ball up the middle.
However, fourth and goal, Spate Tomara Darboh for the score.
That's a big-time throw there against Spate, able to bounce back from those early interceptions.
Following a Michigan field goal, Ohio State 4th and 1 going for it. Barrett keeps it himself, and Jim Harbaugh thinks he's short.
This will be one of the plays that Harbaugh will talk about after the game.
Yep.
Not happy about this spot right here. It was very close. It would be impossible to overturn this mark.
Inconclusive, as they would say. Right at the line, the Buckeyes drive continues, and on the next play, Curtis Samuel, untouched, Ohio State wins.
This is what Joey and I were talking about before the game. Get Curtis Samuel the ball. He's that type of playmaker. He's really the catalyst to this offense. Was slow throughout the afternoon, but when it counted the most, he was able to come up big.
15-yard game-winning touchdown, 30-27. They're going nuts at the shoe. Look how Peppers on the way off the field gets bumped into by an Ohio State fan.
That's a tough spot to be in. I've been on one of those situations when I was at Florida State. A bunch of Virginia fans were coming on the field to run her off. You just want to get to the locker room. Tempers are flaring. Not a big deal.
So it's the first overtime game in series history. OT was instituted back in 1996 in the FBS, but the Buckeyes' largest comeback win versus Michigan since 1987, as they were down by 10 in the third quarter. And Urban Meyer was asked after the game about going for 2 in that big play late.
My AD at Florida actually used to always tell me, he said, if you can't get that far, you're not a championship team. And we used to talk about that all the time. That actually crossed my mind. If you can't get that, we're not a championship team anyway. So that is one of the classic games that this rivalry, that will forever be, because I know this rivalry as well as anybody. And that game's right in there. I'm not saying it's the greatest because that's disrespectful. The other great players that have played in it. But that's an instant classic against 2 very good teams. And we knew going in it was going to be that way. That's one of the best defense we've ever gone against. That's my wife. I'll get right back to you. I'm at the press conference. All right, bye. She said, bring a gallon of milk home on the way home.
The officiating, I'm bitterly disappointed with the officiating today. That spot, the graphic display is the interference penalties. The one not called on us, on Grant Perry, clearly was being hooked before the ball got there. And the previous penalty they called on Delano Hill, the ball is uncatchable and by the receiver. See, I'm bitterly disappointed in the officiating. Can't make that any more clear. It was not, my view of the first down was it was that short.
All right, Joey, what do you make of Harbaugh's comments there?
He has a right to be upset, and he has a right to take a fine for being upset, for voicing his opinion. I don't have a problem with a coach being mad at the end of a game. It doesn't do anything for him. It doesn't do anything for his team. They lost. you look forward to the next game, whatever bowl game that is.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a point to make. I just think it's a bad look. If you want to go look at reasons why you lost the game, the officials played a part in it, but it's a part of football. Officials are part of every game. They miss some calls, they make some calls. I would go back and look at the two, the interceptions, a pick six, and a fumble down in the red zone when you're about to score. Those were much more costly than a couple bad calls from the officials.
Definitely self-inflicted mistakes there for Michigan, and J.T. Barrett really turned things around for Ohio State in that second half, especially when it came to the ground game, using his legs, 108 rushing yards after the break, including that touchdown in overtime. So he certainly was key in this one for the Buckeyes, especially with the way the passing offense was struggling early on. Barrett using his legs and looked a lot better there. Do not forget the College Football Playoff Top 25, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So now, because the Buckeyes win this game, does that mean that they're automatically in, number 2 coming in? And is Michigan still alive right now for potentially the College Football Playoff? Find out Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Still to come, how about Clemson? Where are they going to be in the rankings overall? Maybe a big statement against South Carolina would help. We're 15 minutes away from kick.
College Football Scoreboard is brought to you by Pizza.